We're going to get started. I just want to say good morning, everybody, and welcome back to our Tuesday Mobilities Challenge. If it's your first time here, my name is Anissa, and I'm a registered kinesiologist with Physiomobility, and thank you so much for joining me today. So I just wanted to go over, once again, a few things before we get started. So today's mobility session will be in a standing position. The last 2 weeks were sitting and lying down, so today will be in a standing position. So for safety considerations, I just want to ask that you please either stand by a wall or use a kitchen countertop, anything that's really sturdy, just for support, or if you have somebody there with you just to help for a little extra balance. If you do have any balance issues or dizziness, please have a chair beside you as well so that you can sit down, take breaks whenever needed, and have a water bottle too, just in case you need a rest in between. Just once again, the 3 things that I want you to remember: make sure to take nice deep breaths, really emphasize the inhale and exhale during the movements. As well, I want you to focus on pace. So really just take your time, do whatever feels good, move at whatever speed is comfortable for you. Okay, and for the last thing, remember, is your mind to muscle connection. Okay, so really focus on the movements, focus on what muscles are working, focus on what doesn't feel good and what does feel good, and make a mental note of that. Once again, if you do have any questions, we will be having a 5-minute question period towards the end of this video. If you want to stay tuned for that, you can enter all your questions in the chat and I will be answering towards the end. And that is it, so let's get started. Okay, so for the first movement, I want to make sure that you guys are standing near a wall or a kitchen countertop. I'm going to be using this as my wall. I'm going to be using the ballet bar as my fake kitchen countertop or table. So you don't have to follow necessarily where I'm holding, just hold wherever feels comfortable for you with the movement. Okay, so for the first movement, I'm going to have my hands down on the bar. Here, we're going to be working through the ankles, working our way up the body. Okay, so for the first thing here, we're just going to be rocking back and forth, shifting our weight from the toes back to the heels. We're not rocking too much. I'm just slightly shifting my weight from my toes to my heels, going back and forth, nice and gentle, just getting used to my weight shifting, balance, and my movement here. Okay, once that starts to feel comfortable for you, I'm going to get you to slightly lift off on the heels and slightly lift up on the toes, okay? So up on the toes, up on the heels, just nice and gentle. We're going to go back and forth, okay? Good. Remember to take your time through it. Make sure you're really squeezing your calves when you're up on your toes and lifting up through the ankles. Make sure you're squeezing the front of the shins here. Once that starts to feel easy, you're going to go all the way up on the toes and lift up through the feet, okay? Good. So we're doing our calf raises. We're also doing our toe raises. Notice when I'm doing my toe raises, I'm not pushing my hips back. My hips are staying flat. I'm just putting my weight on my heels, lifting up the toes. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just stay low with the weight shifting. Okay, let's do 2 more. And good. Okay, next one, we're going to be shifting weight on our ankles, going up on the toes this way, trying to really push through forward on those ankles so you get more of a stretch here, okay? So I'm just going to be in a bit more of a staggered stance so that you can see my feet here. So I'm going to push through here and shifting other side, okay? Going back and forth. Remember, go at your own pace. Take your time. You should feel that stretch in the front of the ankle, okay? Good. If you want, remember, you can keep your hands on the wall. And good. Once that starts to feel easy, what you're going to do here, you're going to push up onto both feet and come down on the opposite foot, okay? So you're shifting the weight, shifting the calf raise to each side. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can do little ones here. So you're just pushing through, shifting the weight nice and slow. Or you can go up onto the toes, make it more of a calf raise into it, whichever feels comfortable. Once again, we're going nice and slow through it. And let's do 2 more. Good, last one. And relax. Okay, next here, we're gonna roll onto our ankle this way. So here you're going to push your ankle forward, getting more of a stretch in the front of the ankle and back down. Good, so you're pushing forward and back. Remember, take your time. If it feels good here, hold it, move your ankle around, and back in. Good, other foot, roll the ankle around and back down. Good. Really just get a nice stretch in that front of the ankle. And let's do one more on each leg. And good, relax. Okay, so now for the next one, so we're just gonna be working on a bit more ankle mobility and stability at the same time. So this one we're gonna do some weight shifting. So putting your weight more on your left leg, you're gonna step forward, you're gonna come back to the middle, step to the side, back to the middle, and step back. Okay, just get nice and comfortable with shifting your weight, and back to the middle, and here. So also want you to notice, the leg that I'm supported on is slightly bent for extra stability and support of my leg, okay? So here it's just slightly bent as I'm moving forward, shifting my weight to the side, and shifting my weight backwards. I just also want to show you what that looks like from a side view. So forward, side, notice how my weight's shifting. I come back to the middle and back. Good. Once you're comfortable with that, if that feels easy for you, what you're going to do is you're just going to tap your foot. So most of your weight's going to be on your left leg. You're going to tap forward, tap to the side, tap to the back. And notice I'm always coming back in the middle. Okay, so once again, from the side, it looks like here, forward, side, and back, okay? Just nice and easy. Tapping, my left leg is bent to support me. And if that feels really easy for you as well, what you can do from here, start with your left leg straight. You're gonna bend and tap to the side, and bend, tap, back, okay? So that looks like bend, tap to the side, come straight as I come back up to the middle, bend to the side here, bend behind. Good, let's do two more on each side. Once again, just stick to the weight shifting steps if that feels good for you. Just the normal toe taps, or you can do the bending toe taps. And good, let's switch to the other side here. So first we're just gonna start with our weight shifting here. Good, so left leg goes forward, side, and back. Remember, take your time. You don't have to go at the same speed as me. Just do whatever feels comfortable. Take nice deep breaths. And good. Keep going. So if that's easy, remember, right leg bend, tap, tap, and tap. Good. So you don't have to move to the side like I am unless you feel really comfortable and you don't have any balance issues at all. Then you can move to the side. I'm just doing it for different angles to show you, okay? Good, and then the last one was bend and tap, bend and tap, bend and tap. Okay, so we're going forward, side, and back, right? Let's do two more. Good, you guys are doing great. Last one here. And perfect. Okay, back to facing the wall. If you were on this side, here, we're going to start working on the hamstrings, which are the muscle just behind the leg here. Holding onto the wall here, you're going to bend the heel, curl up towards the ceiling, and back down, okay? So we're really squeezing that muscle here. My foot is in a flex position, which means it's flat. My heel is facing up towards the ceiling and back down. Curling in and down. If you're having difficulty staying up on the leg, you can bring your leg right back down, curl up, weight down, curl up, and weight down. So if that feels easy for you, you can just keep it up and the foot doesn't touch the ground, okay? Just slightly hovers above it and back down. Once again, my left leg is slightly bent to support my right side. Good, keep going. Let's do three more on the right side. And good, now we're switching to the left side here, okay? So here, curling left heel up towards the ceiling and back down, really squeezing that hamstring muscle and bringing the leg down straight. Remember, If you're having balance issues, come back to center, okay? Shift your weight back here. So go here, shift the weight down, then lift up. Good, make sure you're trying to go straight behind you, you're not flailing off to the left or the right. Straight up and back down. Good. Let's do 3 more. And perfect. Okay. Now we're just going to do a little stretch for the hamstrings. So you can hold onto the wall once again or the kitchen countertop, whatever one's more comfortable for you. And you're going to have your foot out in front of you on the heel. And you're going to push your hips back. Feel a nice stretch. Come back up. Switch legs. Same thing. Okay, nice and easy on the heel. Pushing the hips back. Good, take your time with it. If you want to hold the stretch, hold it. It's completely up to you. Good, but you should really feel a nice stretch in the back of that leg. Good. Remember, deep breaths. Take your time. Pace yourself. Nice and easy. And good. Okay, now for the next one, we're going to be working more the quads and the hip flexors. So once again, facing the wall here. What you're going to do is slightly shift your leg, lift your knee up towards the ceiling, and back down. So just start with small marches here. So just focus on weight shifting, lifting your foot off the ground. Good. Nice and easy. As that gets easier, I want you to gradually work your way higher, okay? Lifting your knee higher up until you can get to about 90 degrees if you can. If you can't, just keep it nice and low. Once again, when you're lifting your leg up, I want you to focus on squeezing that core here, okay? So it's nice and controlled. Bring my knee up, my core is tight, back down. Same thing, other side, and down, okay? So nice and controlled. Good, so from the side, it looks like this. So you bring your knee up, nice and easy. And let's do 1 more each side. And good. Okay, now for the next exercise. So we're gonna be adding on to that. All right, so here we started with just slightly lifting the knees up towards the ceiling. So when you lift up here now, you're gonna extend the leg, squeeze the quad here, back in and down. And then other side, lift up, extend, in, down. Good. So we're just going nice and easy on both sides. Good. If you can, get higher. Just slightly extend. Might touch the wall here. If you find you need a bit more room, take a few steps back. Same thing, holding onto the wall. My core is tight and controlled. I'm lifting leg up, squeezing, saying quad back down. If you find you need more room, and you can get even higher, so if you're getting that hip up to 90 degrees, stand to the side, hold the wall or the counter, extend, back in and down. So up, extend, in, down, good, and you can alternate legs again. Good, that's only if you have really good balance and if you're comfortable lifting your hips up and legs up this high as well. Good, you guys are doing great. Let's do 2 more each side, okay? Good, last one here. And good. Okay, next one here, so we're gonna be working on our hips now, so more on the sides. So here we're gonna step to the side, shift your weight, and back. So just shifting your weight to the side and back. So from the side it looks like this. Shifting the weight and back. Just get used to that. I really want to emphasize the kick to the side and back. Now remember, it's not a swing and kick. So here you're just kind of lifting, step to the side, back in. Lift, step to the side and back in. And good. So keep going on this side here. And once again, if that feels too easy, so instead of resting and shifting your weight here, you're just gonna lift and come back to center. Lift and come back. So here, this is what it looks like from the front angle, and back down, okay? Notice how I'm still shifting my weight back to center as my leg comes back down. So here, most of my weight's on my left side, my left knee slightly bent, and back in. Here, back in. And good, and so same thing. Good. And now, if you want to make it a little bit harder, so you're not going to put your foot down and shift your weight back in the middle. So you're just going to kick to one side and back. Good, let's do 3 more like this. And to make it even tougher, so you really feel that muscle working on the side here, your toe here is going to turn inwards, and you're going to do the same kick to the side. So in, to the side. Good. Okay, guys, you're doing great. Keep going. Let's do 3 more. Really feeling that work in here. It's even working your other leg. So it's working all that stability in the hip muscles on the other side. And good. Let's switch sides now to the left side. So here, my weight's on my right leg. I'm stepping to the left and back in the middle. Shift to the left, back in. Good. You guys are doing great. Keep going. Good, and once again, if that feels easy, kick to the side, shift, back in. Kick, down, in. Kick. Good, or don't rest, and most of your weight's on your right leg. And then to really feel the muscle working on that left hip, turn the foot in, squeeze, my right leg slightly bent to support. Good. Nice deep breaths. Pace yourself. Let's do 2 more. 1, 2, and good. Okay. Now we're going to be working our hip extension. So that means we're working backwards here. Okay? So once again, holding onto the wall or the kitchen countertop, we're going to just shift our weight backwards to start. So right now, I'm stepping my right leg back, shifting my weight back, and back to the middle. So just getting used to that back motion. Once again, when I'm stepping back here, I'm keeping my right leg straight, so I mainly feel a stretch in that hip, and come back in. So here, and back. I'm really extending my hip, keeping my leg nice and straight. My left leg slightly bending as I do that, so I can push my hips forward and get a little bit of a stretch there. Good, let's do 2 more like this. Still working that right side. Good, and now let's focus on the kick. So same thing as we were sideways. So here we're gonna kick, step back, back to the middle. Out, step down, back to the middle. Make sure your foot is going straight back so it's not going out to the side anymore. So if you can see here, my leg's going straight back. I step down, come back to the middle. It's not going out to the side, okay? So kick back, down, middle. Let's do 2 more like that. And good. Okay, so now if you have the capability of balancing on that one leg, what we're going to do is a kick, come back to the middle, kick, and back to the middle. If you want, you can put your foot down, rest a second, and then go back up. Or what you can do is just keep going through it. My foot doesn't touch, stays a little bit off the ground, and back in. Good. You guys are doing great. Let's do 3 more. Legs going straight back. And good. Now we're switching over to the left side, okay? So same thing, my left leg stepping back here, or you're just doing the weight shift. And back. So first, just get used to the step back, shifting the weight forward, and back. And then also, remember, keeping that left leg really straight, and back in. Left leg straight, push the hips forward, and back. You want to feel that stretch in the left hip now, okay? Good. Okay, now we're going to do the kick, step down, back to the middle. Kick, step down, back to the middle. Good, make sure that leg is going straight back. I hope you guys are still taking nice deep breaths and taking your time through it. Good, we're gonna do 3 more, okay? Now I'm switching to just the kick up and back in. Good. Guys, remember to take any breaks if you need it. Sit down if you need. This video will always be published after, so you can always continue. Good. Let's do 2 more. And relax. Okay, perfect. Now what we're going to do some side lunges here. We're also going to be working on stretching the inside of our thighs. So here, you're going to have a bit of a wider stance. So you're going to have your feet a bit wider apart. So about a bit more than shoulder width apart. If that is uncomfortable for you, you can bring your feet closer together. That's completely fine. Once again, for this one, you're going to be facing the wall. So here, I'm going to have my feet a bit wider apart. Now I'm going to be bending my knee, pushing my hips back, shifting my weight side to side, okay? So really hold onto the wall or hold onto the counter as you shift your weight, okay? So first my hips go back, and then I bend my knee and lean towards the side. Good, so I'm going to show you what that looks like on the front angle. So here, I push my hips back first, I bend my knee, I push to the side. Hips back, side, good. So as you're doing that, you kind of want to focus on your opposite leg pushing down. So it's pushing in this angle so that you feel an extra stretch here. And good, let's do 3 more, okay? And perfect. Okay, last one, guys. We're going to finish off with a squat, okay? So the squat is so important and such a functional movement that I want to teach you guys how to do it properly, okay? So every time you're going for a squat, think about like you're almost going to sit down in a chair. You don't start by bending your knees, you start by pushing your hips back. Always start the squat by pushing your hips back. So here, hips go back first, then the knees bend second, and back up. So hips back, knees bend, and up. Once again, only squat as far as you can. If you can only get a slight knee bend, that's completely fine. I just want you to focus on the proper movement. Okay, if you can go lower, even better. Okay? You guys are doing great. This is our last exercise. We're doing 3 more, okay? 2. And last one. Good. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys so much for joining me again today. I really hope that you guys are doing these exercises and stretches every single day, okay? It's really important to keep consistent with it. That's the only way your body is going to make lasting changes. All right, thank you so much for joining me again, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. If you do have any questions, I will be answering them now.